The diner is open for business, and this is going to be a politically heavy episode since there's a lot of new developments that are impossible to ignore. The world's richest man gets in a divorce with the president, and the city of Los Angeles and state of California is trying to measure dick sizes with Donald Trump's and the federal government. So this is episode 9 of Burgers and Fries at the Diner. Just like the last episode, we have the man whose catchphrase on the show involves the excrement of male cattle. It's Thriller Wolf, aka Greg.
Hello.
Plus, we have the Kansas Brony who goes to the movies when he's not dodging tornadoes. It's Mr. Pat 55, aka Pat.
That is true.
And to make water, you need 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen of these to combine into it. It's Atomical, aka Adam.
Hello.
So,
I'm sorry. I was thinking of the Powerpuff Girls.
No, Powerpuff Girls is sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Yeah, and Chemical X.
And Chemical X, that's correct.
Well, Karens are made out of condoms.
Karens are loaded with secret sauce.
Yep.
So, of course, we need to mention the fact that in 2025, Pride events and corporate support has been significantly scaled back across the U.S. Oh, well, for the record, am I against gay Pride events? Not necessarily. When they're in the appropriate setting, obviously, I'm not for children being part of them, in the same vein that I'm not the biggest fan of children being at Mardi Gras or ordering off the kids' menu at Hooters. Anything that involves adult situations, children should be nowhere near them. What would you guys think about that?
I agree.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, especially like younger kids that are too young to quite handle LGBTQ plus subjects. That I would definitely agree.
We noticed what happened with Disney. Like they were planning on increasing the LGBTQ stuff in their content, and then they stopped doing it, and which we're going to get to. So most brands are withdrawing sponsorships and reducing public involvement. And they're going to say that, oh, it's because of Trump in office and we don't want backlash from the conservatives. No, we know the real reason why. What's the real reason, Adam?
It's because they're running out of money in it. So they can't afford to do it anymore.
And it's also in studios. They're like, wait a minute, every time we put this in our content, there's less people watching. There's less returns in our investment. So at this point, it's what you would like to call rainbow capitalism, right?
Oh, yes.
There was money in it before. Now there isn't. And this was happening even before Donald Trump got elected. If you followed me on my own channel, you can actually see the trend switch from one side. So where it really started to be more in your face in every June with Gay Pride Month was during the first few years of Joe Biden's term. Would you agree with that?
Well, it took off even more under Biden.
Remember 2021 when we saw Nickelodeon have Nina West, a drag queen, sing songs about gay pride and appear on Blue's Clues doing a sing-along for a gay pride parade? Remember that?
Yeah, that is just mind-numbingly bad. It's mind-numbingly stupid. It's like they're trying to pander towards kids.
They're pandering towards the parents of those kids who want the kids to learn that stuff.
I mean, they're trying to brainwash their kids, you know? It's just so wrong.
I can understand to an extent. Like, there's obviously going to be liberal families where, oh, this little Johnny has 2 mommies, and this little Jane has 2 daddies or whatever. And little Juan over there has 2 mommies and a daddy living in the same house. Like, you know, they're not the traditional nuclear family. I understand that. But does that necessarily need to be widely broadcast on national TV?
It's really sickening to do that to the Nick Jr. audience.
And you remember also later that summer when the San Francisco Gay Man's Choir got in hot water for singing a song with the lyrics, "We're coming for your children."
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, maybe that's too telling.
And they're gonna, oh come on, it was a joke, it was satire. And I actually understood it was satire, but still, it's how you did it that was the problem.
Also, as I do recall, that you pointed out that there were, I don't know, sex offenders in the choir or something.
People said that there were sex offenders in the choir, but I remember saying that if you actually looked up the real sex offender list, they just happen to match the same names. Now, however, if there actually were sex offenders in it, I will stand corrected. So this happened in your home state, and I maybe somewhere else. Remember in 2022 when they started having drag shows for children?
Yeah.
Again, imagine bringing a child. Maybe they want to show up. Maybe they like theater, or maybe they don't want to go there, and you drag them to an event. They're marketing it as this is a family-friendly drag show, but then you have a big neon sign in the background, and it says it's not going to lick itself.
So,
Hey.
yeah, it's just perverted.
But remember in 2023, remember the Target and the Bud Light boycotts?
Yes. It's one of the reasons why we rarely ever shop at Target.
There you go. A lot of people said, oh, that's what you're going to sell? We're going to go to Walmart. The issue with that one, especially, it's like you're having Pride merch front and center, but then you're having it in kids sections with kids swimsuits with labels saying tuck friendly on it. And it didn't help that they partnered with a trans man Satanist who designed shirts that said things like Satan respects pronouns, and those were marketed towards kids. What the hell was Target thinking?
Probably doing it on purpose to target kids to groom them.
We'll convert your children. It goes back to that stupid song.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. According to a survey of more than 200 corporate executives by Gravity Research, a risk management advisory, 39% of them said they plan to scale back public Pride Month engagements this year. Last year, that figure was 9% who said the same thing. So there was a trend last year that began when Biden was still in office. And so people even then were already saying, enough, this isn't what the LGBT community is all about. And you can definitely find plenty of gay men and women who are not fans of Pride Month. I mean, so they don't see their sexuality as something to be celebrated. Like one YouTuber, Finding Sky, said, it said, well, being told to be proud to be gay is the same as being told to be proud that I have brown hair and 2 hands.
There are people who are queer, aka LGBTQ plus, that are not buying this trend of any of these corporations celebrating LGBTQ Pride Month, because they're still corporations, motivated by profits and boosting their stock price, and it's disingenuous.
What my thing is, true acceptance and progress is literally not caring who or what other people want to hump, as long as there's no children involved. True acceptance is, oh, you're gay. All right, cool. You want the Oilers or the Panthers to win the Stanley Cup this year? Shit like that. You want to treat a gay person normally? That's great. A gay person wants to be treated normally? Then let us treat you normally.
There's acceptance, and then there's forced embracement, or just trying to shove that down all of our throats.
So we're going to move on to the next portion, and that's going to talk about the divorce between the world's richest man and the world's orangest president.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Well,
So
all I
go
know
ahead.
is when I was on X and all that, I just came across about Elon saying this about Trump. I was like, okay, what the heck is going on?
You mean the part where he said that, oh, by the way, Trump is on the Epstein list? That one?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that, though.
And then Trump made a response to Elon, and I'm just kind of like, okay, you know what? I'm seeing all this.
It's like a child seeing two parents argue. You're like, okay, close my door, put the headphones on, play Mario Kart or whatever. Let mom and dad do their thing.
Or and it's like it's two billionaires fighting each other like they're high school teenage girls.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. They're putting each other on a Twitter war. It's two alpha males trying to see who's the most popular on the playground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it seems like they have broken up, and if they actually had any improvement upon their relationship, as we speak, it's more so of a uh, less intense, more peaceful, but still very distant from each other kind
Right.
of status.
Well, I mean, and some of the things that Elon has said, it's like Elon saying, "Oh, Trump wouldn't have won if it wasn't for me." It's like, no, that's untrue. Before Elon joined the campaign, Trump was already way ahead of Biden in the polls. And then the assassination attempt happened, and then that was the moment that said, "Oh yeah, this is the guy who's going to win." Like, there's just no way there's just no way Biden could recover from that. And then that's when Biden dropped out. And then right around the time Biden drops out, and that's when Elon joins the campaign. And this is the same guy who endorsed Biden in 2020, by the way.
Yeah, he used to be a Democrat.
A lifelong Democrat.
Yeah.
He used to be the champion of
Biden
electric
needs to be
cars.
placed in a nursing home.
Isn't he already?
I don't know.
I mean, yes, Biden withdrew shortly after, the Trump assassination attempt. But that was out of pressure from his own party to actually do so. And even then, he still hesitated. And what you said earlier about, after he got shot, you knew he was going to win. That's pretty much how I felt when the RNC was happening as Trump was walking through the stage.
Elon saw that Trump was the winning team, and he went on that side. Elon was not a kingmaker. I mean, what he ended up getting to do with Doge, obviously he got to enjoy the perks of that. With the richest man in the world now having access to internal government workings, a lot of people would be against that, would have issues with that. I completely understand why.
Oh, even more so with the getting people's social security information that's supposed to be private.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, Emperor Elon Musk was not the only ex-Democrat riding with Trump on the campaign trail. There's like Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr.
The guy that insulted autism.
Right. So where was the backlash on them? The people made a lot of backlash against Elon because to lefties and Democrats, he's the evil rich billionaire. That's why. This whole thing about Trump being on the Epstein list. Here's the thing. If Trump really was part of the activities on the Epstein Island, with how much Democrats spent 4 years trying to put this guy in prison and prevent him from being president again, if this was actually true, wouldn't you think that'd be the first thing they would launch at with him?
Well, you would think, but it was already open for years that Trump had ties to Epstein. Now,
right, not necessarily ties to Epstein, but he knew of him. But then reportedly, as soon as Trump knew what Epstein was doing, he cut ties with him.
If what Elon said was true, that Trump had done disgusting and disturbing things with, to kids, would and should be a huge nail in the coffin for Trump.
If that comes out and says, "Hey, everything that happened in the Sound of Freedom," if Trump was part of that, impeach his ass, put him in prison for good, and just make a new election. Don't even put JD Vance as president. Just do a whole new election. But now the next thing we're going to be talking about, especially because I'm in California, I work for the city of Los Angeles. We got to talk about the 2025 ICE LA protests. And this is ongoing as it is happening right now, with Trump recently deploying 2,000 National Guardsmen to be deployed down to the city of LA. So what's your take on this, guys?
It's very devastating.
Here's the deal. I mean, here's basically kind of what started it. It's, of course, when Trump got elected, LAPD was actually part of performing sting operations that were against illegal immigrants. So as a result of this, guess what the city of LA started doing after Trump got elected? Guess what they voted for?
Gavin Newsom?
No, they voted to be a sanctuary city. prohibiting city resources from being used to aid federal immigration enforcement efforts. Because they wanted to protect the undocumented immigrants from being deported. That's why.
Exactly.
Seriously?
Do you know how many undocumented immigrants there are in LA County alone?
Let me guess. 500 million.
No, the
not
U.S.
that much.
population isn't even that much, Greg.
Yeah.
So be
2
realistic.
billion?
2 billion. That's a quarter of the world's population,
Dude,
Pat.
Dude, that's just fucking insane.
Yeah, come on,
Let's be
guys. I
realistic.
said be realistic.
Okay. 50,000.
Okay. So what would be your guess, Pat?
I'm not quite sure. 1 billion?
We just said not 2 billion. What the fuck, Pat?
Sorry, I'm not good at math.
Yeah, but this is too far even for.
Yeah, that's like way big. There's not even Pat, the population of United States is about 350 million.
Yeah.
California only has about 40 million alone. LA County population is 10 million alone, Pat. There's no way 1 billion undocumented people live in LA County. So, out of a population of about 10 million people, Pat, how many of them are undocumented? What is your guess?
Come on, Pat.
Get to phone a friend?
Oh, come on.
Okay, he says Greg.
I don't know. How about have Miley Cyrus put a strap on so she can download the information into your ass or something?
Yeah, that's what's going to happen if you don't give us if you do not give a good guess, Pat.
50.
50,000?
Yes, that's my final answer.
That was Greg's guess. Pick a different guess.
Okay, 75.
Okay. I meant, okay, now Adam, you can take a guess.
At the highest, because it's hard for me to tell, and I've never even been in LA, but the highest would probably be over 100,000.
Okay, you ready? 810,000 people are undocumented in LA County.
Jeez.
Shit, even I underestimated.
It's better than Pat saying 2 billion. That's slightly more than the entire population of North Dakota. So everyone that lives in North Dakota, that's how many undocumented people there are in the county of Los Angeles.
I'm pretty sure it dwarfs the population of South Dakota as well.
Oh, probably. So illegal immigrants cost California taxpayers $32 billion every year. So when they say the state doesn't have money, they absolutely do. They just spend it on resources for people who legally are not supposed to be here. That is the state that I live in.
Because they're always about loving and tolerant.
No, we got to keep these in. Who's going to pick our crops? Who's going to do this? It's like, that's the same mentality as Southern Democrats when they said, who's going to pick our cotton field when slavery was abolished?
Ooh.
Wow.
Bunch of immigrants.
That's exactly what it is. It's like relegating immigrants to shit jobs. That is a racist sentiment. And again, legal immigration, great. I'm all for that 100%. Undocumented immigrants, if you have no idea who they are, no paperwork, and if they're also committing crime, then yeah, they need to be fucking taken out. So the thing is, ICE stepped up their efforts to perform more operations in the LA area. And yes, that's when people said, nope, we got to protest this. And look, am I
And
against?
by that, we mean like destroy police stations, like break their windows, destroy their cars, and just disturbing the peace and causing so much chaos, right?
Well, but according to news reports, it's mostly peaceful.
Bullshit.
ICE has been stepping up their efforts, but of course, you have a lot of people in California and LA. They're posting on social media and they're saying shit like, hey, if you see an ICE agent, know your rights, know what you can do. Or they're encouraging people to resist them, to resist these ICE agents from doing their job. That's what they're doing. And it's ironic that you have the protesters and the rioters. They're going after LAPD as well, even though LAPD legally are not supposed to be helping ICE. All the LAPD are there to do is to monitor the protests, to make sure they don't escalate.
Yeah.
Like, that's you fucking idiots. You're going after the wrong people. Oh, but what are they doing to the ICE agents? They're throwing bricks at ICE cars. They are trying to stop the ICE agents from doing their job. And why are they protesting? Why are they doing this? Oh, because they're mad at being people deported from the country. Well, then why are they waving Mexican flags everywhere?
And to add further salt to the wound, they even go as far as to lighting the American flag on fire and spitting on it.
That's exactly these fucking morons. It's like they don't even know what the hell they're protesting, it seems. Oh yeah, I hate America. Fuck America. Okay, great. Want illegal? Here, we're gonna deport you. Oh no, don't do that. Don't be a fascist.
Yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of our country if you don't like it.
Oh, they're leaving a country that you don't want, that you don't like, so they get to go back to the country that they like. Why are you waving the flag of the country that you don't want to be in?
What a bunch of Satanists.
I wouldn't say it that far, but I would definitely say idiots. Retards.
Go
Yeah,
to or
big-
go back to the shithole countries that you're waving the flags for. Look, I'm not all anti-Mexico because there are good things about it, and I've been there, and I'm going to go back there again pretty soon. But there's some serious problems with, drug gangs and violence that their government is not doing anything about, or at least they haven't for years.
Right. So
And-
they're protesting the removal of illegal immigrants who have been committing crimes. It's like, and also it is illegal to harbor illegal immigrants. Like they're breaking the law.
I just gotta
harboring them.
ask, were the police ever able to do much arresting or shooting?
Well, again, their powers got reduced. They cannot aid ICE in helping deport illegal immigrants. Because LAPD is city resources.
So yeah, I don't know. At first I thought I wanted to visit California, but now I'm not so sure.
Especially because California had a chance to recall the governor because they were pissed off at Gavin Newsom, but then when they came time to do it, oh no, let's put him back in. And like they speak out, they say they get mad at Gavin Newsom for something, like the wildfires that happened earlier this year. But then when Trump says something bad about Gavin Newsom, all of a sudden, oh hey Trump, you can't say that about my governor. Like what do you fuckers want?
Hypocritical or something.
This is an ongoing thing. Of course, now we have National Guards being deployed. Gavin Newsom's telling the federal government, oh yeah, we have everything under control. Really? Then why are police cars getting burned down? Why are riots happening? So Donald Trump sends the National Guard to quell the riots, basically to say, I'm done with this shit. I'm like, you've proven ineffective. Here,
Yeah,
we're gonna end this shit right now.
Because they're saying fuck the police.
They're saying fuck the police, fuck ICE, fuck Trump. It's like, you are defending people being here illegally, but that doesn't change the fact that it is federal law that you are not supposed to be here illegally, and the laws are now being enforced. So if they want to change those laws, then they can only do it by voting a different way. The federal laws under the Biden administration, they never changed. They just stopped enforcing them. If people just protested, they stood on the curb and they held their signs, they voiced their displeasure with whatever they want to say, that's fine. But the minute you're throwing bricks at ICE agents, trying to set their cars on fire, trying to prevent them from doing their job, trying to stop federal agents, basically interfering with the federal government at that point, that's basically an offense worthy of federal prison time. It even got to the point where Donald Trump says, okay, if you're going to show up with a bunch of masks on, you're breaking the law because you're trying to hide your identity.
There's liberals, and then there's leftists, and then there's wild, unhinged leftists, like the ones that are causing chaos in LA.
Right, the ones that bring Antifa in, the ones that bring all the other protest groups. So, any closing thoughts on this, gentlemen? I mean, this is an ongoing thing. If more things happen, maybe I'll do a full rant on this thing, since it is my hometown, basically. But any closing thoughts?
Yeah, fuck the rioters.
And
Yeah.
fuck the liberal Karen that just want to defend them because they're horny and all that.
And
Yeah.
They want to go. They
Gavin
want to go.
Newsom needs to be impeached.
So the horny Karens, they want to ditch the white milk and go for the horchata. Is that what they want to do?
Well, well, all I can say is that they're nothing more but a bunch of science queens and all that.
And I hope that Newsom goes to jail. I really do.
I don't
He
think
is-
that's going to happen.
Newsom is slicker than cum on a gold tooth. He'll find his way out of jail.
Or to avoid it. You know,
Exactly.
I thought no
tough.
one was above the law. It never said that no one is above the law unless you're a politician.
I know. It's just the state of the country that we live in at this point. So again, if you are actually just protesting and you're not participating in any violence, good. But if you are absolutely participating in violence and you're trying to prevent the federal government from enforcing the law and doing and participating in law and order, then fuck you. That's all I'm going to say about that. With that said, the diner is closed. Thank you so much for listening on this one. If you would like to chat with me directly or any of us, the links to our Discord server are in the description. I'm Desert Cow at 22. Thank you for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm Adam. See ya.